Welcome to our U.S. Briefing Show. Today, we're diving into some exciting news. First up, President Donald Trump has hinted that the U.S. might significantly reduce tariffs on China, signaling a possible de-escalation in the trade war. While tariffs won't disappear entirely, this move suggests a potential shift towards more cooperation and mutual respect between the two giants. Next, the U.S. dollar experienced a sharp rise after Trump softened his stance on Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. This easing of tensions boosted market confidence, leading to a surge in risk assets and cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. It's a positive sign that political stability and easing trade fears are helping to stabilize the financial markets. Finally, Tesla's Elon Musk announced he'll cut back his work with the U.S. government to focus more on Tesla's core business after a tough quarter. The company reported a 71% drop in profits and faced challenges like declining sales and increased competition. Despite the setbacks, Musk remains optimistic about future projects, including new vehicle launches and autonomous technology. Please continue to watch for more details. CNN reports that President Donald Trump has indicated a significant shift in his stance on the U.S.-China trade war, suggesting that tariffs on Chinese goods will come down substantially, but it won't be zero. This marks a notable departure from the aggressive posturing of recent weeks, where tariffs soared beyond 145%. Trump's comments, made during a White House event, reflect a potential easing of tensions amid signals from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who described the trade war as unsustainable and emphasized the goal of rebalancing trade rather than complete decoupling. Despite China's firm retaliation, raising tariffs, restricting exports of critical minerals, and limiting U.S. cultural exports, Trump remains optimistic about future negotiations, expressing hope that Xi Jinping will engage in talks and that a deal could lead to significantly lower tariffs, with the overarching aim of restoring a more balanced trade relationship. Nikkei Asia details how Trump's recent comments on the Federal Reserve have temporarily stabilized the U.S. dollar, which had surged after he publicly backed away from threats to dismiss Fed Chair Jerome Powell. The dollar's sharp rise followed Trump's assurance that he had no intention of firing Powell, easing fears of political interference in monetary policy. This reassurance helped markets regain confidence, with the dollar strengthening against major currencies like the yen and Swiss franc, while the euro and sterling experienced slight declines. Analysts interpret Trump's pivot as a strategic move to prevent a market crash, especially as signs of de-escalating U.S.-China trade tensions emerge. Bessent's remarks that both sides see the current trade situation as unsustainable and that tariffs could be substantially reduced have fueled optimism, suggesting a possible easing of trade hostilities that could bolster the U.S. economy and influence future interest rate decisions. Al Jazeera reports that Elon Musk plans to reduce his involvement with the Trump administration following Tesla's disappointing first-quarter profits, which saw a 71% decline compared to the previous year. Musk announced he would dedicate more time to running Tesla, scaling back his government work to just a couple of days per week. Tesla's shares responded positively to Musk's shift, rising over 4% in after-hours trading amid concerns about the company's declining sales and the impact of Trump's tariffs and policies. The company has faced protests and vandalism linked to Musk's association with Trump, alongside challenges from tariffs on auto imports and consumer backlash. Musk defended his government efforts, emphasizing their importance for fighting fraud and waste, and warned that the economic stability of the U.S. is vital for Tesla's future. His decision reflects a strategic move to focus on Tesla's core business amid financial struggles and political tensions. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation vividly captures Elon Musk's strategic shift away from his political engagements, notably with the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, as Tesla faces a tumultuous quarter marked by a 71% drop in net profit and declining auto sales. Musk's announcement to dedicate less time to government affairs and focus more intensely on Tesla's core business was met with investor optimism, reflected in a surge in stock prices. Yet, the broader context reveals a turbulent landscape for Tesla, with a 20% slump in auto revenue and the company's weakest sales in nearly 3 years, amid mounting global competition from formidable players like BYD. Musk's attempt to pivot away from political entanglements appears to be a calculated move to restore Tesla's financial health, but the shadow of his previous associations with the Trump administration continues to cast a pall, with analysts warning that brand damage and stock declines, down 41% since January, may have long-lasting repercussions. The South China Morning Post offers a stark portrayal of the geopolitical tensions ignited by U.S. sanctions and tariffs, which Beijing condemns as disgraceful acts that tarnish America's reputation. The Chinese authorities fiercely defend their retaliatory sanctions against U.S. officials, framing them as justified responses to what they describe as U.S. malicious acts aimed at destabilizing Hong Kong and China's broader interests. This tit-for-tat exchange underscores the deepening rift between the two superpowers, with Beijing asserting that U.S. actions, ranging from tariffs to threats against Hong Kong's autonomy, only serve to expose the ugly face of tyranny and provoke Chinese indignation. The commentary emphasizes that these measures have not only inflamed domestic and international opinion but also revealed the United States' despicable and shameless behavior, further complicating the fragile landscape of U.S.-China relations. Meanwhile, the South China Morning Post details the plight of Thai rice farmers like Dang Donsingha, caught in the crossfire of U.S. trade policies. With the looming threat of a 36% U.S. tariff on Thai rice, farmers face the grim reality of declining prices and uncertain futures. The resumption of Indian exports and the potential for tariffs to shift demand to cheaper competitors like Vietnam threaten Thailand's export dominance, which historically accounted for nearly 40% of global rice shipments. The farmers' anxiety is palpable, as rising production costs and falling domestic prices compound their struggles, threatening their livelihoods. Negotiations between Thailand and the U.S. are seen as a glimmer of hope, but with overall exports already down 30%, the industry teeters on the brink of crisis, illustrating how global political decisions can have devastating local impacts on vulnerable agricultural communities. According to Yahoo US, Earth Day celebrations in Flathead Valley have ignited a vibrant spirit of environmental activism, especially among young people like 9-year-old Eleanor Moritzen, who has already collected over 10 gallons of trash and started a club dedicated to making the environment cleaner and more beautiful. The community-wide Earth Day Expo at Flathead Valley Community College drew approximately 400 attendees, featuring clean energy showcases, educational panels, and engaging activities for children, all organized by the Montana chapter of Citizens Climate Lobby to foster a sense of community and personal connection to environmental issues. Families like Russ Masses, with his young daughter Isali, enjoyed interactive exhibits such as bird rehabilitation and storytelling, emphasizing the importance of exposing children to ecological awareness early on. High school students shared their aspirations of raising climate awareness and advocating for sustainable practices, highlighting simple actions like reducing plastic use. The event underscored that individual and collective efforts are vital in caring for the planet, with additional local initiatives like river cleanups planned to continue the momentum. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Waking up to wonders, tech and nature blunders. Got our rockets flying while the oceans are sighing. Lasers in the sky now, holograms we say wow. Quantum leaps and robot science new